Hi, this is Dr. Caruso. In this tutorial, you will learn how to create an information presentation using Prezi Next. You will use Prezi Next to design a presentation that introduces the organization for which you are or would like to be employed. Please take notice of the criteria for this assignment. You need at least 6 topics and 6 subtopics with specific content in each topic. You need at least 10 animations. And you need at least 4 images, shapes, lines, arrows, or icons to support the instruction. Let's head on over to Prezi Next to see how we can get started. I have already created my educational account in Prezi Next, and I would like to create a new presentation. And as you can see, once you are in Prezi Next, you can choose from a number of templates. The one I have chosen is called Pitch Tech Blue because I think it is set up for almost the same things that we are going to do for this assignment. So I'm going to go ahead and say use this template. And once I do, Prezi is going to allow me to edit the template the way I want it to. So I am going to retitle this New Employee Orientation. You can call it what you would like. So to edit this, I'm going to double click into the box. I'm going to stretch out the box so that all my text will fit. Move it up a little. And I can double click in this box and put my name here and the name of the company. You can set that up the way you would like. Now, as you can see here, this presentation already has 6 topics that are already set up for you. Now, you can change the name of the topics. Some of these you might want to leave the same because you have to think about this project and say, if I were a new employee of ABC Bakery, what are the kinds of things that I would like to know about the company? So you might want to know a little bit about the company. You might want to know about where the company is located. So for now, I'm going to leave the title here as our company, but for this, I'm going to talk about the locations. So I can double click here, and then I can change this text to say locations. Now this picture here can also be changed, and notice that you will need to include 4 images or charts or arrows or some type of icon. So this picture has to be relevant to what you're talking about in your topic. So here I'm going to delete this picture and I'm going to add in a picture that's more relevant. So I'm going to go up to Insert, Image, and I'm going to find a place on my flash drive where I have saved this image. I've already uploaded the pictures that I want for this presentation to my flash drive. And I don't want a text box here, so I'm just going to delete this entire text box. Move this up and center it. Now here I don't want to talk about global sales. I don't want to talk about interaction. But these are subtopics. And you need 6 topics and at least 6 subtopics. So I'm going to leave in one of these. Let me take this one out. And I'm going to retitle the second one. Double click And I'm just going to say we have 3 convenient locations. And instead of including a map, so I'm going to delete what was put in here preset because I don't need this information exactly. But by using a template, you do have a very good place to begin creating a presentation. So I'm going to delete all of this. And here I am going to talk about the locations. We have one on the north side, and then I would just put the location. We have one on the west side. And then one in the south loop. Okay, so when I'm finished with that, I can go back and see that I have edited this to talk about locations. I've added a picture, and here's a subtopic. And it talks about 3 convenient locations. Now let's go all the way back to the overview. Now remember, the first topic talked about our company. Now we have to edit that so that it talks about the company that you have chosen. So I'm going to click on that. And obviously this picture doesn't belong to a bakery, so I would need to delete that. And I would need to make a picture that's relevant. Remember, you need at least 4 pictures added to this presentation. And then here is the subtopic, and it talks about a team. That might be very relevant to your presentation as well. And maybe you would want to put pictures of people who are on the team with their names and their job titles. That might be very relevant. Now let's take a look around and see what else. So this should not say by the numbers, this should say location. So let me see if I can edit that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move this overlay to the right a bit so that I can edit the name of this topic, and I'm going to call this locations. And I'm going to move this right back to where it was. Let me undo this a bit. There's an undo button here. Let's try this again. All right. Now notice when I click on locations, I can see that the picture that I've added is here, and here is the subtopic that talks about 3 convenient locations. And when I click on the subtopic, it gives me those 3 convenient locations. Now notice when you click on history, there appear to be what appears to be 4 subtopics. However, when you click into them, you find that they are just placeholders. So if you wanted to add subtopics to history, you would need to add them individually. So once you are clicked onto this placeholder, you are allowed to add a subtopic. And there are two types of subtopics. There's what we call a planet and what we call a stack. I'll show you the difference. Let's choose planet. And we are going to get rid of established, and we are going to move this up here. And this is going to be called established. So when you click on this, you get a planet, or in other words, a circular feature in order to talk more about when this company was established. And of course, if you would like to insert a subtopic, text, an image, you could even insert a video, although I'm not requiring it for this lesson. Shapes, arrows, or icons, you could also do that. So if you wanted to talk about this company being established, and maybe it was this individual who established it, you might want to put a picture like that, an icon. This is different than an image. This is an icon. Another thing that you're going to need to do is add in at least 10 animations. So let's say you wanted to animate a text box. You would click into the text box, go up to animations, add animation, and choose. You can zoom into the area, you can zoom out of the area, you can add a zoom area, or you could fade in or fade out. So let's say you wanted to zoom to the word established. So now I have added that animation. Now let's say that you wanted to add a zoom area. So let's say you wanted to zoom into this picture. You would just highlight the entire picture, get a close-up of this individual's face perhaps. And now you have added a zoom area. So remember, you need to have at least 10 animations. Now with this subtopic that we have just created, we would want it to match the others. So you can change the border color here. And you can change the fill color here. You can change the background color. You can change the font color. So it works pretty much just like a Word document would work, or Excel. You're used to editing text boxes and color and font in your Excel spreadsheets. Now, when you are finished with your presentation, you are going to need to drop it to me in Desire to Learn. Please watch the next video on how to embed your Prezi presentation into Desire to Learn.